Here we are, and here we go. It's the Matt Murphy Radio Show, Super Talk 99.7, WTN. Real quick, before I introduce my next guest, I always like to protect you callers out there that are so gracious with your time. And I got MC that wanted to make some sort of comment and has been holding for some time, and we'll introduce Scott Cepicky here in just a nanosecond right after we welcome MC to the program in the second hour of the show. Hello, MC. After all of that buildup, I felt good about it, didn't you? I did.
That's a great point.
No, it's excellent. Am I saying the name? It's MC?
Yeah, that's what he told me.
MC. Going once? Wanted to talk about Phil Bredesen. Are you there? Representative Scott Cepicky joins us on the program, and as he does every week, to talk about activities happening in the General Assembly. Hello, Scott.
You look great today.
Why, thank you.
Clean cut.
Don't you do it. You were.
And then Jackson too.
I'm
now,
gonna,
Ken.
Don't make me tell on you. I'm gonna tell Lightning on you from Mount Pleasant, because I told Scott, I said it's an $8 haircut. Scott said looks like it.
It looks great for a guy like you.
I said, he said you got you're looking clean cut, high and tight. I said it's $8. He said it looks like it. I said, what beauty parlor are you going to, Cepicky?
Daniel's on the Square in Columbia.
Well, that was going to be.
Daniel's
you know
on
what?
the Square.
Lightning had to lose my business before I moved over to Columbia, because I know the shop you're talking about.
You know, before we get going on what we're doing, what a great weekend, right? With the women's hockey team. And I remember 46 years ago, 13 years old, sitting there watching the Miracle on Ice with my mom and dad, screaming and praying, right? Trying to will these guys across the finish line from St. Louis, Missouri in my living room, like we all were, right?
Yeah.
And then 46 years later, we watch it again, and we're all willing them across the finish line and seeing the overtime goal for the women and then the overtime goal for the men. Let me tell you something. There's a new king in hockey. And it ain't north of the border, buddy.
Ooh.
America.
Well,
by the way, I made that little speech right there on the House floor today. And half the Dems didn't stand up to honor him. So it permeates down to Tennessee, too.
Well, I mean, you know.
How do you not? State of the Union, right? You were there. You saw it.
Come on.
What are you doing?
They've got their lips pooched out. They don't know what to do. I mean,
get past the orange man.
Yeah, and just
it's
stand up and root for the United States of America. Come on.
Right.
I mean, some of them did, to their credit, but, you know, those that didn't, I'm like, what are you doing? Sitting on your hands. You ought to use the brain that God gave you and applaud that which deserves applause, and that's obviously one of those things. I would have lost a bet on the 46 years. I would have bet at some point we would have won gold.
You would have thought, right?
Yeah, but no.
And we were close a couple times.
Yeah.
But that team from north of the border shall remain nameless. They did it to us a couple times, a couple in overtime, and they had ice gods skating for them, Sidney Crosby and other ones, right? But you know what? As Herb Brooks said, not tonight.
What did you make of the State of the Union?
I think that was his best one he's given. I think it flowed very well. He went from point to point to point. He stayed off of speaking extemporaneously. I think his speechwriters were excellent. He delivered his message to the people of America that he has a plan on how we're going to move forward. And I think by the things he said and did and who he recognized, a couple soldiers with the Congressional Medal of Honor.
100%, yes.
And not everybody stood for that.
Shameful. Absolutely shameful.
And people ask me all the time, Matt, hey, you go up there, you work with, how do I work across the aisle with that?
You dealt with it. I mean, I didn't know you delivered this speech today, but you dealt with it today, right?
How do you deliver? How do you say?
I mean, can we not all stand up and agree on this?
That we have two of the best hockey teams in the world right now?
I feel like, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like were it Democrats asking Republicans to stand up and applaud something like the United States hockey team, that it would be a no-brainer for the Republicans to do so.
The one thing that always makes our country so great was sports. That we never brought politics into sports, right? I'm cheering for the Yankees. I'm cheering for the Cardinals. I'm cheering for the Dogs, right? It didn't matter who you were sitting next to. We were all wearing the same uniform. Georgia, Tennessee, Alabama. It didn't matter, right? And now we got people sitting on their hands congratulating these men and women who did something it took 46 years.
I just you bring up the point, and I can talk to you about how all that. I mean, Kaepernick and taking the knee and all of that sort of thing. We went to see. I went to see the Elvis Presley documentary because my mama was a huge Elvis fan, and they found new footage. Yada yada yada. Go see it if you care at all about Elvis Presley. If that's any in your worldview, go see it. But they show the scene where a woman, one of these reporters, is asking him to make comments about the Vietnam War, and he goes, and he said it's funny because it's 1970. He goes, "Honey," he called me, "Honey, I just as soon leave my thoughts on that to myself." And she's like, "Well, but many entertainers are doing." She kind of pressed him on it. He goes, people come to my shows, they just want to be entertained. They just want to hear a song. I want to sing songs. I want to do my job. And he said, "I'm just going to keep all that to myself." Michael
Jordan, when I was with him, he had one of the best quotes he ever told me. He said, "Scott, Republicans and Democrats both buy basketball shoes."
Well, that's right.
My job is to play basketball.
And there's nothing wrong with these folks having an opinion, just like you, just like me. They're Americans too. But come on, I mean, your opinion is not to be valued over mine. And there's some things I just want to go watch a ball game. I just want to go watch a race. I don't want to be preached to at that moment. It's just out of place.
I want to cheer my team on to victory.
Yeah. No, I thought he did well. I don't get into the pomp and circumstance anymore. I mean, I just, all of the applause and all of that. But I did say yesterday that he takes it to a new level. I mean, he understands how to capture those moments in a way that I don't know that any president has.
There's a panache to performance.
Yeah.
You have to know how to present it. The hockey team coming in from behind him, that was perfect because it drove everybody's eyes that way.
Right.
The inquisitiveness of the old soldier, right? Where was that going, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then talking about the mother who lost her daughter, right? And seeing that emotion, it drives you to a place of there's no politics here. It's support.
Well, but he does, and I used the phrase political bludgeon. He has learned how to take those very emotional gallery moments, yes. and he is not afraid to, when the timing is right, look to his friends on the political left and say, our policies solve this. Your policies create more of it, right? I mean, you are either in favor of solving this issue so that a mama doesn't sit here and cry because of the loss of her daughter anymore, or you're part of the problem, and you got to figure it out. So. Let's talk about Department of Children's Services.
Sure.
There was a new report out. I guess News Channel 5 had this out, examining this comprehensive report that comes out regarding the Department of Children's Services. Not good.
No, it's not.
Not good. Give me your thoughts on this.
Well, I've been up there for 8 years in the General Assembly, Matt. We've been trying to solve this problem for 8 years since I've been there and long before this. Governor after governor. First of all, we're dealing with tragic circumstances of these kids, right? Families that are broken, kids that are homeless, kids that are being abused. The stress that I've seen with the personnel who work with these kids, right? There's really no good scenario there. These are tragedies that these people are trying to get these kids in better situations. Last year I ran a bill on continuum of care. It's how we deliver the help. Mm-hmm. DCS, DHS, 501c3s, all the local things, like in Mount Pleasant, all the different charities that are there to help the homeless, help people that are in crisis, help these kids that are in need. And what the TASER study, the comptroller basically came back and said is it's broken. It's broken in so many different ways. Where do you start, right? We got to have some type of starting place. And so what we're looking at, Matt, is coming back and saying, okay, we have all these assets at the state level that can help these kids and help these people, and we have all these great nonprofits at the local level. How do we create a streamlined process to bring the assets and the help of the state to the local level for these kids, for these people, as quickly and efficiently as possible? And I think what you're going to see is over the summer, you're going to see DCS. Now, remember, what do we have coming in November? Mm-hmm. A new governor.
Mm-hmm.
We know we have a new governor coming in. So the new governor is going to be tasked with this problem. And what we're hoping to do over the summer here, Matt, is while we're having a campaign and working with DCS and DHS with potential commissioners that aren't going to be there. How do we come up with a plan moving forward to solve this problem?
So here's where I'm at on it, Scott.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and I understand it's a complex issue. I understand that we need to, as a society, as a people, ask what is happening on the front end to create so many of these children who are in crisis that have to be taken by the state, right?
Right.
We recognize that at some point the state must have the authority to step in and say, no, you can't have these children anymore. We have to take them from you.
To protect them.
To protect them. Only when necessary. So what is creating those dynamics? How can we perhaps limit those dynamics? And then for those children who do come into state custody, how can we best, it's kind of what you're talking about, funnel them into the right place and get them into foster care as quickly as possible? Because while they're in custody, I mean, look, I want the state to do the best they possibly can while they're in the state's custody. But my goodness, I mean, the state is never going to do anything as well as either the parents, if we can keep them in the home situation to begin with, or foster families or loving, caring folks who do want to help. I hear from people all the time, and they say, we want to help, but the red tape and the bureaucracy, it's just nonsense. We had a guy call us yesterday. We were talking about this. He said, we gave up as a family. We tried, and we gave up because of the state.
Because it is such a complicated issue. There is no line, right? It's every situation is different. Every family. How long do we invest in a family before we say we have to take the kids, right? Because you don't want the kids. You want the family unit to survive and succeed. But when you get to a point that the children are at risk, right? And okay, so the children at risk, Matt, what does that mean? When do you cross that line? And how do you, and everything is a case by case. And you know what might be good sometime is to have a caseworker come on here with you, and they can't divulge anything, right? But talk about what they do every day with the 15 to 20 to 30 kids that they have to manage.
Well, why is it that we were talking 8 months ago, and I'm not blaming you for this, obviously, but why is it that we were talking 8 or 6 months ago about children sleeping in offices, and we're still talking about children sleeping in offices?
I think that those are the questions that we ask as the General Assembly is, I thought we appropriated enough funds to solve this problem. Mm-hmm. Why are we still here? And the first thing we have is, I'll tell you this right now, we have tremendous turnover because of the stress, right? Yeah. We've had leadership turnovers, right? And I've spoken to the DCS commissioner. She's trying her best.
Is she the right person for the job, Scott? Because her background is in incarceration, in law enforcement.
Yeah, I think. Well, I think Governor Lee's found the best person he thinks that can do the job. And this is the tricky part, right? I know in November we have a new one coming.
Yeah,
we have a new commissioner of education. We have a new commissioner of safety. We have a new commissioner coming because that's what the governor does, right? The new governor puts their own stamp on this.
So before I go, we've got a special guest online too that wants to talk to you.
Sure.
But before we do that, so here's where I'm at. You know I'm a fan of the scholarship fund.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe in giving parents maximum opportunity to choose where their kids go to school.
Right.
But I also, I don't know that I'm that interested in the state spending money on a program like this if they can't figure out DCS first. Well, is that fair?
It is fair. I think to answer your question is money going to solve the problem with DCS, or is restoring the family going to solve the problem with DCS?
Well, that's fair. That's a fair response.
Is more foster parents going to solve the problem with DCS? On the Education Freedom Scholarship, opportunity solves that problem, creating more opportunity, because normally I have to have a parent say, I want my child to go here. I have a vested parent in that solution. The problem on the other side of, I have families that are falling apart. Do I even have an advocate for that child? And let's face it, the best advocate for that child is not the state. It's the parent. How do I control that dynamic that's falling apart?
Well, and to facilitate foster families and potential adoption on the other side, if that is the proper answer for this child's
that the
situation.
best answer is the original parents.
I agree.
Right? It's a complex issue.
21 after the hour. Quick timeout. Y'all stay there, especially line 2. We got a special surprise for Scott on line. I mean, I don't know what this fellow wants, but he wants to talk to you. He doesn't want to talk to me. 22 after the hour on Super Talk. Super Talk 99.7 WTN, 27 after 4. Lots of folks want to comment. We had a big discussion about DCS yesterday, and we've fallen into that discussion again today. We'll spend about 5 minutes on it, and then we'll move on from it. 615-737-9986, because there are other matters before the General Assembly I want to talk to. But Scott has a very special guest. This fellow's not for me. This fellow's for you. It's Representative Mike Sparks on the line. Hello,
Hey,
Representative.
Scott.
How are you?
Mike, how you doing, buddy?
Doing good. Doing good. I just wanted to thank you. I wanted to speak on your bill about the President Trump's presidential fitness test. And like some people do, they cut off all the debate. They don't want discussion sometimes. But I just wanted to applaud you. You know, I've got that bill trying to cut taxes off fresh fruit and vegetables. What people may not know, I think Scott knows this, Matt may know this. Tennessee is ranked one of the most unhealthiest states in the nation. Our longevity is close to that of Russia. And I asked the commissioner in finance the other day, Department of Health and Human Services, about the state of our health. He said, we're in good shape. And I said, no, I have to disagree with you. And I started citing these, whether it's our youth. And this is what I want to say on the floor, Scott. Our youth are 38 to 40% overweight and obese. That's why your bill matters. You know, I used to see kids at the alternative school at Smyrna West when I drive by exercising, doing push-ups, pull-ups, running. They cut all that out. Then we're shocked when we have all this rise of type 2 diabetes and heart disease and cancer rates. But I just wanted to call in and thank you for your bill this morning. And sadly, the media probably won't even cover this.
Well, thanks, Mike. You're spot on, man. It's a battle that you've been fighting for a long time up here, and we're going to keep fighting this battle, and we're going to win this thing.
Mike, thank you, man.
Well, thank you. I'm headed to the Boulevard if folks want to meet their candidate tonight at 5 o'clock at the Boulevard in Murfreesboro.
Let's do it. All right. Thank you, brother. There's Representative Mike Sparks joining us for a few moments. Now, talk to me about that. Did the bill pass?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it passed on the House floor. There were Dems that didn't vote for it. That they don't want their kids to get outside and compete.
For those that haven't been following our conversations, tell people what the bill will do. We
used to have the presidential physical fitness, and you're probably sitting there saying, yeah, I took that when I was in high school, and we're bringing it back. We brought last year up, you had the ladies here about recess, right? Mm-hmm. We need to get our kids outside more and exercise. Well, the presidential physical fitness is about, can you show that you're physically fit? And if you can to a certain level, you get an award from the President of the United States. And what it's about, man, it's not just about passing the test. It's about making yourself better, right? Doing more pull-ups, make yourself
benchmarks.
Stronger. Right. And what Representative Sparks talked about is we got a bill coming about high-processed foods that we feed our kids in our public schools, right? Mm-hmm. How can we serve better, healthier food? I think Representative Reeves has it, right? We need to figure out a way. Now, I got them to eat it. They got to eat it. Mm-hmm. So I got to serve them something they'll eat. But I need to serve them something that is as nutritious and healthy as possible, because 40% of our kids in Tennessee, Matt, are obese.
No good.
40%. And that leads to other medical problems down the road.
All right, let's continue the discussion on the other side of the news. Several of you on the phones. We'll get to your calls as we can. 4:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Super Talk 99.7 WTN, 38 minutes after the hour. Several of you with questions or comments for our man Scott Cepicky. Representative Cepicky with us every Thursday, running down everything going on in the General Assembly. You said there were no committee meetings this week, is that?
Yes, we had something very unique this time. I've been up there 8 years. I've never seen this before. We suspended all normal committee meetings this week and just did finance budgets. Normally that gets strung out over a long period of time. Mm-hmm. The speaker just said, look, we're going to handle all this in 1 week. And so basically what I did is I was in meetings the whole week, all day long, and working on legislation and amendments and fixing things and looking at the new bills. But next week, it is a full slate.
See, I wondered why you were grumpy, and it's the meetings. You're in meetings all week, and that
solving problems every 5 minutes.
Nissa has a question for Scott Cepicky. Sure. I want to go to it. I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly. Is it Anissa?
It's Anissa.
Anissa, you have a question for Scott, Anissa.
I do. Thank you. And good afternoon, gentlemen. My question is about the protection of bear. So, as you know, Trump put that executive order in, temporarily protecting bear, which was Monsanto. And I know that you care about the children. I think our future generations, everyone needs to be concerned about this. Like, they should not have blanket protection against these cancer lawsuits that are taking place right now, and they're pushing it state by state, and they're hiding behind the EPA. And I want to know your feelings on this and where it's going.
That's a great question. And are you talking about the bill that we potentially had in the General Assembly to protect them?
Yes.
Yes. I think what you saw with that bill was as that bill moved along in the process, I think the member found out from the other members that there was not the support there in the General Assembly. And I think that's why you saw that bill pulled, was because it was going nowhere. And normally what happens is when you get out of the subcommittee as a bill sponsor, you have to start looking at your potential votes on the House floor. Because on that bill right there, I would have never taken a vote on it till it got to the House floor. And so what you do is you communicate to that member saying, hey, you know what, on this one, I can't hang with you on this one. And so I think what happened was Representative Grills knew that he did not have enough votes to pass this bill, so he pulled the legislation.
Okay, because it still says, that there's lawsuits being filed and that they're going to use the EPA as a shield, to protect them from future lawsuits.
This is I don't pretend to have the knowledge that you two do on this, but this is mostly over the Roundup stuff, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Yeah. All right. I got it. I'm on top of it now.
Which does cause cancer, and they are trying to say it didn't. And there was ghostwriting about it that they did, and everyone knows this, that it's poisonous, and for them to be able to protect bear from future lawsuits is just absurd.
Anissa, I don't disagree with you, and I think that the companies should be held account for the products that they present to the people, and if those products are dangerous to the folks, if they've not done their due diligence, they have to be held accountable in a court of law, and they should. I mean, do you agree that there should not be government shields for companies just because they're big?
Correct, and
powerful,
and their labels should reflect their warnings properly.
Well, and if that and I'm a big fan of if your label says, hey, this and this and this and this and this, and I still buy it, then that's on me.
That's correct.
Just
make sure the label's correct.
Education, obviously, is your forte. Oh, yeah. We like talking about education when you're here. Yes. What bills do we need to know about?
Well, there's a bunch
besides the presidential fitness bill.
Well, there's a bunch of them coming. We have the school choice bill that the governor wants to expand it. I am a supporter of that. I am also a supporter of getting some type of transparency, as long as it doesn't infringe upon people's personal rights. And so there's going to be a bill coming on that. There's an amendment we're working on right now to clean that up a little bit, to make sure that we are getting proper documentation of how the program is proceeding and academic success of our students without being too intrusive to our private schools. Mm-hmm. They want their autonomy and freedom. We are also looking at an omnibus bill in education. Remember, we had that committee over the summer that met on how to streamline and make things better. Chairman White in the Senate, Dawn White, and I are carrying an omnibus bill to do multiple things to try to clean up education and get more focused and bring more accountability. We also got a bill coming on guaranteed math. Now, this is crazy. This got presented to me, Matt, and I couldn't believe it. So we have a program that if you test proficient in 7th grade in mathematics, we have a program called Accelerated Math. You get Algebra 1 in 8th grade instead of waiting until high school.
Oh, yeah, that's when I took algebra.
Our best and brightest, right?
That's when I took algebra, yeah.
I've had conversations and heard some conversations of a few superintendents that did not want to offer these kids accelerated math because they did not want them to leave their community. They wanted to hope that they would stay in the factories. Chew on that for a second.
What?
Yeah. So I'm running a bill that says if you got a student that tests proficient in mathematics in 7th grade, that they take accelerated math, Algebra 1 in 8th grade, and we're going to create a pathway for the 7th grade and 8th grade teacher who don't have an endorsement to teach Algebra 1 to create an easy process for them to be able to teach these kids. We want to accelerate the learning of the next engineers, right? In Tennessee, we want to push these kids in math as hard as we can. And so it's bills like that, right? Chairman White has a bunch of bills on how we're gonna streamline reading and make it more efficient for our kids to be able to learn how to read. Mathematics is big.
Have you seen the LPR bill? I'm shifting gears here.
License.
But the license plate reader bill that would standardize the process.
I don't like that one.
Why not?
The thing that got
You don't believe in civil liberties?
Oh, maybe I'm talking about this different thing.
This one would standardize LPR. It would not require them, but it would standardize LPRs to make sure that I think I have this right, in a non-emergency situation that it would require law enforcement to get a warrant.
Oh, yeah, I'm with you on that one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. The one I'm concerned about was, remember when we had the Super Bowl commercial on the Ring phones?
Yeah.
They talked about finding dogs, and everybody's like, whoa, wait a second. You're able to track me coming and going?
Yeah, right.
And
I get that. That's a different thing. Yeah,
and remember we heard about the lady who was kidnapped that supposedly didn't pay for the subscription.
Oh, yeah.
And then all of a sudden,
Nancy
boom,
Guthrie.
They produce all this video.
Yeah.
Okay, folks, do not assume that Big Brother's not watching.
Right.
And tracking you.
Read that fine print.
Please do. And so to protect our liberties, we have to be very careful what we allow.
Have you, I think Jake McCalman has HB 1660 racing facility bill. Have you seen this? It's kind of
it's about the fairgrounds.
The fairgrounds speedway.
Yeah. We need a NASCAR race there, buddy.
Yeah, man.
When I was playing for the Sounds, I used to go over there. Well, you know what? I could hear them from the old Greer Stadium.
Yeah.
And people, if you know where Greer Stadium was, trust me, I'm like, oh, they're having a race tonight, playing the outfield at Greer Stadium.
I'm all about it. It would stop this nonsense that John Ingram's trying to pull.
Well,
I mean, he wants that property, and everybody knows it.
Well, who wouldn't? I mean,
sure.
I mean, it's a great
but
property.
I mean, and sadly, there are entities within Nashville. I mean, Bristol wants to invest $130 million in that facility and bring NASCAR back to the facility.
You've been to Bristol, right?
Yeah.
Could you now? Maybe not 160,000 people, right?
Right.
But what Bristol does for Bristol, if you could have something like that in a modern racing facility, wow, that'd be kind of cool. Hey, I'm a NASCAR guy. You know,
love it.
I grew up with the Rainbow. Well, I'm sorry to tell you, it's the Rainbow Warriors and Dale Jarrett in the UPS 88 car and STP.
I was a Gordon guy.
And Budweiser and Coors. And by the way, Winston cigarettes on the sides of cars.
Dang right, Winston Cup. That's what it was called.
I mean, I grew up with all that stuff. And they get out of the car, it wasn't milk. It was drinking a beer and, you know, like was it Dale Waltrip doing the Icky Shuffle and spiking his helmet? I mean,
I think Mike's on the line. You wanted to talk about 1660, Mike?
Yes, I just wanted to make sure he was behind it. I heard he is, so I'm all good.
Hey, brother, we're all behind it around here, and we're going to make sure it gets passed, okay?
Yeah, used to hear him from my house in Green Hills.
Love it.
Love it.
All right, man. Thanks, brother. All right, you take care. All right, anything else we need to know?
Well, it'll be a bigger report next week, but I may be preempted, I hear, on Thursday.
Thursday, we're out at, and yeah, I was going to talk to you about this, and well, we'll talk about it.
Maybe I'll come and be a pinch hitter. I'll be a pinch hitter.
I would love for you to come out at the fairgrounds. I mean, we're going to be out there at the fairgrounds for the boat show.
When I played, sometimes I had a day off. Sometimes I had to be a pinch hitter ready to go at a moment's notice. So maybe I'll stop by. I'll be on my way home anyway.
Well, and we might adjust time a little bit because if we have the chance to get this guest, we want this guest.
Good.
Because we need to. We don't get him very often.
Maybe I'll have questions for him or her.
Well, yeah, who knows? I'd
Maybe
love
I'll have
that
some
too.
questions.
Love that too. Thank you for everything.
You got it.
There's Representative Scott Cepicky. We'll get your calls momentarily right after this. It's 48 after the hour on Super Talk. You know, it's kind of funny. Hillary Rodham Clinton is currently fielding questions from reporters regarding her testimony before the Epstein inquiry today. You know, it was her choice that go behind closed doors. I believe that's right. I believe that the investigation could have been publicly engaged in, but they chose to do it privately in Chappaqua, New York. And now Hillary Clinton is speaking before assembled reporters with regard to that conversation. The big one comes tomorrow when Bill Clinton, former President Bill Clinton, will be questioned on his own regarding his knowledge of Epstein and exactly what he knew and when he knew it. We're very, very interested in that testimony. 615-737-9986. I think we got MC back. MC, you there?
I'm here. You're there. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm glad you called back.
Well, thank you, Mr. Murphy, for taking my call. And I won't comment on Hitlery or Bill because they're too easy to hit. I want to talk about Miss Teresa Broyles Applin.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Well, do you remember when Chevy Chase used to do the Francisco Franco is Still Dead?
Yeah, vaguely, sure.
Okay. Well, you needed to do Teresa Broyles Applin is still employed because she needs to be gone.
She does.
Well, brother, I know I'm preaching to the choir, but I had a friend that died working for NES, working an outage a long time ago, and things happen. But I understand about Marsha asking about her electricity because she's a customer, okay? But this thing, I want to talk about Governor Bredesen, though, my friend Phil. I've had lunch with him before, and I've had lunch with John Ingram, by the way. I don't make it about me. Are you there? Over?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Well, I believe John Ingram can make peace with the Nashville Speedway eventually because he's a sensible guy. I don't know about his older brother and his younger brother.
I don't know about that, but I don't think
you have something. Listen, Mr. Murphy, you have something in common with me. We both escaped from Alabama. Okay, so but I was born and raised in Nashville, and I was educated in Alabama, and I love both states. But let me make my point. I want to know if Governor Bredesen was in town during the outage. I want to know if he has generator power at his house because he's like Governor Lee and John Ingram and Governor Haslam. He is a 9-figure guy, or maybe 10 figures. And I don't know if he can connect with the common man in Tennessee. And I had lunch with, I'll call him Phil. He was the mayor at the time when he's running for governor. And I asked him to do something, and I wanted him to litigate with Gordon Bonneman, but he ended up appointing Gordon Bonneman's wife to a chancellorship in Nashville. And I think it's all a bunch of CYOA, okay? Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm listening.
Yeah. Okay, well.
So, MC, here's what I would say. Here's what I would say. Here's what I would say about Bredesen. I don't know how much Bredesen is worth, but I do know, and I just looked this up to make sure I have it right. He co-founded Silicon Ranch,
right?
A green energy company that does business, and this is coming from the Tennessee Star. They did some reporting on this. A green energy company that has a contract with NES.
Oh, NES, right? Surprise. Let me say something else, sir. If it wasn't for tax-funded lobbyists, nobody would hang out at Morton's. All right, now I've been outside of Morton's when I was homeless, talking to Republican representatives, and we were looking across the street at the new federal building. And we're saying, why are they doing that? It's because, and I said, well, maybe Jim Cooper needs a new office. And there's a lot of here's what I love about you, sir. It's like you watch the sausage being made.
Yeah. Well, MC,
yeah.
I try to do my best. Thank you for the telephone call. I do not believe that Bredesen is a neutral actor in determining as chairman of this do-nothing commission. This commission will write a report, they'll file a report, and the people that are in charge are going to do what they're going to do. There's no need to have this commission. None. We elect people to make decisions about what to do in the aftermath of these types of things. What is Freddie O'Connell for? What is the Metro Council for but to make these decisions? Why is there a commission that needs to do this? Why isn't the Metro Council doing this? Why aren't they doing their jobs? And Phil Bredesen has a conflict of interest, a clear conflict of interest. And Freddie O'Connell says that's okay because this commission has no authority anyway. Well, then why the hell is the commission? Infuriating levels of bureaucracy that mean absolutely nothing. It's 5 o'clock. This is Super Talk 99.7 WTN and the Matt Murphy Show.